What if awakening doesn't set you free, but throws you into an unseen war you are forced to fight alone? A silent exodus is happening. The world's most conscious and psychologically developed people are disappearing from society. But is this withdrawal a choice or a necessity? What if the greatest price of becoming conscious is that you can no longer stand the world in which everyone else is living? Carl Jung predicted this necessary withdrawal. But is withdrawal the final destination? Or is it merely the first stage of a silent war that every awakened soul must fight? This video is for answering the question of what happens when your consciousness separates you from the crowd. Is solitude your destiny? Or is there a secret art to fighting this silent war and winning? Can you save your soul while still living in society? Here is the truth that Jung understood. Society runs on the sleep of the collective unconscious. It's a game of shared delusions, mass projections, and unseen compromises. The moment you awaken, you begin to see the rules of the game. You start to see that everyone is wearing a mask. Everyone is playing a role that is not their own. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. But the question is, what do you do when you are awake in a room full of dreamers? Do you scream to wake them up, knowing they will think you are mad? Or do you quietly exit the room? This is the curse of consciousness. You become psychologically alone, even when physically surrounded. You are speaking a language no one understands, and the constant effort to bridge this gap exhausts you. You have to pretend to be asleep every day, dim your light in every conversation, and become less than yourself in every relationship. And finally, your soul says, enough. But is withdrawal the only answer? Or is it just a strategic retreat? First question, is the collective shadow a poison or a mirror? When you awaken, you begin to see the collective shadow of society, its hatred, its prejudices, its blame games, with painful clarity. It's an agonizing experience. But is turning away from this mirror the only solution? Or is this mirror trying to teach you something? The first sign of an awakened soul is not that it runs from the collective shadow, but that it recognizes it and refuses to participate. You can't join the mob when you know it's hunting its own shadow. This is not your weakness. It is your first shield. Second question, is the persona, the mask, a cage or a tool? After awakening, wearing a social mask feels like suffocating. The workplace role, the family role, it all feels like a lie. But what if you stop identifying with the mask and start using it as a tool? Like a spy who operates in enemy territory in disguise, but never forgets who they really are. Can you remain in the crowd while preserving your authenticity? Can you play the role without becoming the role? This is your second strategy. Third question, is the psychological labor a burden or a training? Maintaining your consciousness in an unconscious environment demands immense energy. It is a psychological labor that can exhaust and destroy you. But does everything that tires you also make you weaker? Or is this the very training that is strengthening the muscles of your consciousness? Every time you deflect a projection, every time you maintain your calm in the midst of chaos, are you being depleted or are you becoming more powerful? Perhaps this is not a burden, but a workout for your soul. Fourth question, is withdrawal an escape or a preparation? Jung's hermit phase is inevitable. Solitude gives you the strength that the crowd takes away. But what is the purpose of this solitude? To disappear forever? Or to gather wisdom and strength for a return? Even a warrior returns to his fortress before a battle, to sharpen his weapons, to strategize, and to heal his wounds. Is your withdrawal the retreat of a deserter or the strategic silence of a warrior? The last and biggest question: what is the purpose of the return? If awakened souls return, where do they go? Do they live on the margins of society, helping only those who seek them out? Or do they have a greater purpose? What if the ultimate task of an awakened soul is not to run from the storm, but to become a lighthouse in the middle of it? A silent presence that does not fight, but simply provides light. One that does not try to change the collective unconscious, but becomes a center of consciousness within it that can show others the way. So when you feel the pull to withdrawal, when you feel that you are not made for this world, ask yourself, am I running from a battle, or am I preparing to fight a new kind of war? Am I weak, or have I become so strong that I can no longer play the old games? Is my destiny to disappear, or to become a new kind of presence? The answer lies only within you.